gonna give in now. I just gotta live this now. I'm gonna be man, I'ma kill this stuff real quick. I'ma go take it to town, cause I gotta be that king in their ring when I'm knocking them out when I'm back with the ring. Cause I am just up on the journey. Know that I'm just going insane.
Warriors, rise! Crypto crash in August. Can it go any lower? Can Bitcoin go down to 10,000, crushing the altcoins? We're going to dive into that today. My name is Coach JV. I am the top health, mindset, and crypto coach in the world. Remember, what you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly see or do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. Now, many people ask, what is the 3T Warrior Academy? 130 cryptocurrency courses, 7 calls a week, access to my actual portfolio. Okay, not a financial advisor, not financial advice. Also, the 5 pillars of wealth, how we diversified through these cryptocurrency sideways action, and how we take advantage of the biggest shift in generational wealth and one of the largest recessions in human history. 3twarrior.com in the description down below. Now we're going to dive right into this. The first thing I want to share with you guys is some exciting news. So one of the biggest messages I'm getting right now is, if you notice this name right here, Vallee Capital, if I say that correctly, you guys know me in pronunciations. Vallee Capital. So Jimmy Vallee has become very, very popular recently for predicting XRP being at 35,000 per token, up to 50,000 per token. So many people have been speculating, talking about it, doing their YouTube video on it. So I'm just going to go to the horse's mouth. So we're going to be interviewing him on Monday, I believe. We'll get the date locked in. He's already confirmed. My admin's getting everything set up, and we will have an interview, and we will dive into some tough questions with him, really asking what is his outlook on XRP. We got many people like him and others out there really pushing back. This is actual letter. I don't know if I'm able to show this, so I won't show the details, but this will give you kind of an aspect. He sent this to me personally. So via Federal Express mail, he sent a letter to the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Cleveland, Richmond, Atlanta, Chicago, St. Louis, Minneapolis, Kansas City, Dallas, San Francisco. So this dude isn't just talking, he's walking the walk and actually going out there and reaching out to the Federal Reserve. And we're going to dive into this letter. Hopefully, I'm sure he'll openly talk about it, but very excited about this. So instead of, hearsay and going back and forth, because there's 2 sides of this coin when he says 35,000 a token, but let's dive into it and let's talk to him personally. So we're going to talk to him, I believe, on this Monday coming up. Don't worry, I'll make the announcements and count down to it as well. Well, let's dive into it. So there's a lot of rumors going around. There's going to be a big collapse in August, which there is some confirmation of why it may happen. But the thing that we need to understand, Warriors, is that we are being gaslighted big time. Now, I say that with caution because people are being hurt financially, mentally, because a lot of people are losing a lot of money. Now, you guys may see why I never really pumped or pushed heavy high yield DeFi. Never did it, because I understand how banking works. I understand how the government works, and I understand how whoever controls the money controls the information, controls the people. And there was no way they were going to let the normal everyday public get 17%, 18%, sometimes 300%, 400% yield on their money. They slowly and methodically gaslighted the people to get them super over leveraged, to leverage their crypto, to take out loans, to buy cars and houses. The same thing they did in 2007, 2006, in the biggest housing collapse in history. As soon as you were over leveraged, as soon as the exchanges that really didn't know how to run a proper business were over leveraged. Because think about this for just a second. The exchanges are like, if we take it in a traditional financial sense, the exchanges will represent the banks. But the difference between cryptocurrency, the speculative asset, in the banks, is the banks are backed by the Federal Reserve and the FDIC. They have insurance, right? So when the banks make a mistake, like in 2007, and they give out loans that they shouldn't give out, they get bailed out. But when the cryptocurrency exchanges make a mistake and over leverage themselves to the hilt, they don't get bailed out. So they let everybody get super over leveraged. They let the exchanges get super over leveraged. And here's the gaslighting. Oh my God. If I'm using the right verbiage, but oh my gosh, cryptocurrency is not safe. The exchanges you're using are not safe. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring in regulation, because we didn't like cryptocurrency at first, but now we're huge fans of cryptocurrency because it can really change our financial system. It can help us get finances to every single person in the public. It can get all the money in the system. They've always been part of cryptocurrency wars. They slowly and methodically plan this out. First, they resist it. They make you think that it's really bad. They keep you out of it. Then they let it flow. Then they smash you to make you scared. And then they provide safety, which is regulation. So I'm going to break down some facts, figures, numbers, logic. I don't like to just report the news and, show news articles. I like to get a little bit, I'm going to show some news articles, but I like to give you guys some substance too of documents that I read, right? So this is on July 11th, 2022. So this is the Financial Stability Board. So I'm going to read this first sentence. I know you guys could read this yourself, but a lot of you are driving or whatever. So I don't want to be elementary with it, but I want to read this first paragraph and listen to what they're saying, Warriors. Remember, cryptocurrency was a fraud. Cryptocurrency was going to go to zero. Cryptocurrency was not here to stay, and the whole narrative is changes. Cryptocurrency is here to stay. Some are going to be here. We're going to work with cryptocurrency to make sure that it's safe, and then we're going to make sure that we don't stifle innovation. Okay, but last year they told you it wasn't going anywhere. Last year they told you it was going to collapse. So it says crypto assets, including so-called stablecoins, are fast moving, and recent turmoil in the crypto asset markets highlighted their intrinsic volatility, structural vulnerabilities, and the issue of their increasing inconsistencies with the traditional financial system. The failure of the market player, in addition to imposing potential large losses on investors and threatening markets' confidence arising from I think that crystallization of conduct risks, can also quickly transmit risk to other parts of crypto asset ecosystems. Interesting. Okay. So what they're telling you right there, let me decode that. They're saying we're going to smash the bad actors, the companies that really don't have real world solve, that don't understand regulation, that aren't able to survive this. We're going to smash all them. We're going to crush everybody's money that was in all these pump and dumps and meme coin scams and stuff like that. And we're going to let the innovative companies that are already operating in the ecosystem, ISO 20022, rise to the top. It may spill over effects on important parts of the traditional financial system, such as short-term funding markets. Okay, now they're worried about being liquidated. An effective regulatory framework must ensure that crypto assets activities posing risks similar to traditional financial activities are subject to the same regulatory outcomes. Will take into account of novel features, crypto assets, harnessing potential benefits of technology behind them. They're basically letting you know, Warriors, crypto's here to stay. We're going to pick the winners and losers, and we are going to smash your meme coins. We're going to smash the NFT space. Now, I'm not telling you to get out of NFTs that have real utility. The ones that don't have real utility, just the whole pump and dump and making millions of dollars and then pulling the rug on people, their safety thing is we're going to come protect you. So be very careful. I've always been fundamental, so I can confidently say this. If you've been in my Warrior Academy for the last 2.5 years, I haven't changed the game. It's been the same game the whole time, right? Fundamental, long-term, Warren Buffett style investing. Okay. So this is a survey that we talked about on my show yesterday, but Bitcoin is more likely to hit 10,000 than 30,000 survey finds. They did a survey of investors, and 40% of investors say it's going to go to 30,000 and 60% say 10,000. Well, we got a little more confirmation of why it may go to 10,000 on July 6th. So this was to whom it may concern. It was a letter that was sent to people who are on the exchange, MTGOX. If you see me looking up here, I have a big screen up here. MTGOX, and they're going through, basically they went bankrupt, right? And so this whole letter was to the actual holders of the cryptocurrency on that exchange. And supposedly MTGOX, creditors inch closer to repayment as Bitcoin dump looms. So Japanese trustee Mount Gox, GOX, you can look this up, held close to 142,000 Bitcoin. The trustee is restricted creditors move ahead of repayment. So when I put this out, some people are saying they're getting paid in fiat, which doesn't make sense to me, but maybe they are. But dive into this, take a look at this. That supposedly in August, they're going to dump 142,000 Bitcoin onto the market. And supposedly a lot of people bought that Bitcoin allegedly around $300. So if you bought it at $300 and it's sitting at 20,000, you're sure as hell going to pull that profit and probably smash it into altcoins. Because if this comes smashing down, right, when Bitcoin comes sliding down, it's going to flood into altcoins as well. Okay. So yeah, it could make a massive buying opportunity in August Who knows, right? So here's the narrative continue. Voyager can't guarantee all customers will receive their crypto under proposed recovery plan. The crypto lending firm said that it had exact reimbursement to users will depend on what happens with the restructuring process. So people are going to be out tons of money. I'm out millions of dollars, thousands of crypto. These are the news articles that are hitting the public. Thousands of crypto investors have their life savings frozen as Voyager files for bankruptcy protection. How from 10 billion to zero, how a crypto hedge fund collapses and drags many investors down with it. They were waiting for this moment in time, Warriors. They gaslighted the shit out of everybody. They let everybody get really rich in crypto. And those people who didn't have an exit strategy or a fundamental portfolio that held the line, don't trip by the dips long term, they literally played games with your money, okay? The bankruptcy filing with the Three Arrows Capital, 3AC, triggered downward spiral that wrapped in many crypto investors. The hedge fund failed to meet margin calls from its lenders. Think about this, Warriors. They're not going to get bailed out by the central bank. So what they're going to do is they're going to take it underneath the banking system, right? They're going to bring cryptocurrency to your local bank. 2020, I've showed you guys this probably 25 times. Federal chartered banks and thrifts may provide crypto custody services. So your banks have been involved in cryptocurrency for a very long time. JP Morgan, look up Consensus. They are deep in Ethereum, Warriors. You have the JPM coin. Think about this. Really understand or understand what you're invested in. Stop listening to these pump and dump crypto influencers, people that are getting you excited and you know, it's going to be this, it's always going to go up. It's always going to go down. What you have to decide is, what do you want for your life? Do you want to live a life like the stock market where one day you're up and one day you're down, where your emotions are dictated by the market? We teach our warriors to stay calm. When it's down, you don't trip. You buy the dip if it makes sense. If you're not buying the dip, your dollar cost averaging into fundamental cryptocurrencies are going to change the world. We teach that you're not always going to pick all the winners, and sometimes you're going to pick some losers. But if you're really detailed and an understanding of what cryptocurrencies you're invested in, real world solve, real leadership teams, real marketing team, a real understanding of the infrastructure that's already set up, that's already changing the world, right? When people say Ripple and XRP is going to go to zero, really, what is the context to that? They're already operating in financial institutions. XRP is already being used. Ripple's technology is being used in many banks. It's America that has a problem, and I think it's all by design, because XRP, we're going to talk deeper into this with Jimmy Vallee on Monday, but XRP has the ability to run all of the financial system, all the liquidity through XRP. Think about that for just a moment. XRP has the ability to change the financial system, to create liquidity and move money at the speed of light and solve the liquidity problem. Because what happens is, and this is what helps by me having an understanding of banking, right now in the old archaic banking system, if I'm a high value customer, I'm moving millions of dollars, I have to do it through a wire. And I have to send that wire up through the Federal Reserve, through the SWIFT system. Could take 3 days, sometimes 10 days. If that wire is misrepresented or it's not sent properly, what if I'm buying a house in Spain and I missed the closing date? Now there's a $30,000 discrepancy. Think about that, Warriors. There's a lot of risk by sending it up and through. So ISO 20022 is going to be the messaging system when money moves at the speed of light, so the messaging can communicate. The banking system is going to be run through a distributed ledger technology. So when I send you money in Spain, boom, it's a what's it called, trustless, right? So I send Julie money in Spain to buy a house. She gets her money immediately. The messaging system locks it in. It verifies the transactions. Boom, who's sending, who's receiving, done. House is bought, done. So what that does, allows the banks to move money at the speed of light. It allows them to become customer service banks, and they're going to be fee structured just like everything else. Just like you used to go to the movie theater, now you watch Netflix and you pay a membership, okay? Everything is going to a membership fee-based society. We're going from corporate to peer-to-peer. So the banks are going to have to get into the peer-to-peer game, still keeping a corporate structure. This is how it's going to change, Warriors. You're going to own nothing and be happy. Think about that for just a moment. Did you realize that houses up to about $500,000 are being smashed and bought up by all these hedge funds because the interest, they don't care how high the interest rate is. All they care is that they dominate the housing and rental market. So the normal everyday middle-class person cannot buy a house anymore. They can't afford a house anymore. And they're not going to be able to afford a house for quite a while because interest rates are too high and they're worried about putting gas in their car. So they easily or methodically manipulated us. All of a sudden, you can't afford to put gas in your car. Your interest rates pretty much doubled. So now your mortgage would cost more. Your gas costs more. Food prices are going up. I went and got a smoothie yesterday or on Sunday from tropical smoothie. One smoothie, a medium smoothie, was $10.13. I was like, what the? I was shocked. We used to get two, I remember, for like $10. Maybe that was happy hour, but $10 for one smoothie? For one smoothie, I was like, wow, that's the power of inflation, Warriors. So they've crashed the car, Warriors. They're just trying to do damage control, and they're setting you up in the new banking system. So we got a lot of great information coming. I'm excited to interview Jimmy Vallee. Hopefully I'm saying his name correct. I always butcher people's names. Jimmy Vallee. The context is going to be fantastic because instead of, trying to field all these messages from what he's saying, let's talk to him. Let's see what's up. And I think he's a great dude. I've been listening to a lot of his stuff. I love John Deaton. We've interviewed John Deaton before, and all these guys are working behind the scenes, man. Jeremy Hogan's amazing. I haven't talked to him. I'd like to talk to him, but these guys are amazing human beings. They are fighting the good fight behind the scenes for us. Jimmy Vallee is fighting the good fight behind the scenes for us. So we can form our own opinion by talking to him and asking questions instead of listening to these YouTubers and naysayers and going back and forth. Let's talk to him and hear his side of the story. The fact is, all of us are right? He's fighting the good fight right now. And what he's doing, I think, is pretty remarkable. This document he sent me, I read them, like, holy shit, he's actually walking the walk. This isn't bullshit. He's sending money to the Federal Reserve, or sending documents to the Federal Reserve. They're activating. This guy's been doing some big things in the world. You'll see what I'm talking about. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys as well. Remember, guys, you can get into Ripple pre-IPO. So I've been talking about it on my TikTok. If you go to my Instagram page, link is down below. If you click link to, you can actually get pre-IPO Ripple. You have to be an accredited investor. So we know Brad Garlinghouse said they're going to IPO when they win the case. So love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, Warriors, get your shit together. I'll see you in the academy, 3twarrior.com.